Coming up on Friday 5 this week, we have a centennial celebration to recognize.
Plus, a popular ice cream company is now facing a lawsuit.
We have those stories and more on this week's edition of Friday 5, which is presented by the Nebraska Corn Board.
Number 5, it's a 100th birthday celebration.
This week, the American Farm Bureau Federation celebrated its 100th birthday.
The American Farm Bureau Federation was organized back in 1919 in Chicago by Farm Bureau leaders from 34 states. Today, the Farm Bureau has affiliates in all 50 states and Puerto Rico.
Number 4, the popular ice cream company Ben & Jerry's is facing a lawsuit. They're being accused of false advertising by saying the milk and cream in its products comes from happy cows.
An environmental advocate alleges that many of the farms that produce the milk and cream are what he calls factory-style mass production dairy operations.
A Ben & Jerry's spokesman said the company is proud of the work it's done with its family farms.
Number 3 on the countdown, Rabobank says China's pig herd, which was once the largest in the world, will take more than 5 years to recover from the African swine fever outbreak.
Even then, Rabobank says their meat consumption won't be the same as it was before the disease outbreak.
They say that pork will remain the meat of choice in China, but its overall share of meat consumption will fall 10%. Poultry's share of Chinese meat consumption, though, will increase by 30% by 2025.
And at number 2, China is lifting a 5-year ban on U.S. poultry, a goodwill gesture at a time when the world's two biggest economies are trying to finalize a tentative trade deal.
China had blocked U.S. poultry imports a month after an outbreak of avian influenza back in December of 2014. That closed off a market that bought more than $500 million worth of American chicken, turkey, and other poultry products in 2013.
U.S. Trade Ambassador Robert Lighthizer said producers will now be able to export more than $1 billion worth of poultry and poultry products each year to China.
And number 1 this week, a 94-year-old milk producer company filed for bankruptcy this week.
Dean Foods is the largest milk producer in the country. The company is struggling as Americans are no longer drinking as much milk from cows.
So since 1975, the amount of milk consumed per capita in the U.S. has tumbled more than 40%. Americans consumed around 24 gallons a year in 1996, and that dropped to 17 gallons in 2018.
The company supplies milk for its own brands like Dairy Pure, Meadow Gold, and True Moo, but they do not own Land O'Lakes.
And that is it for this week's edition of Friday 5, which is being brought to you by the Nebraska Corn Board.
Have a great weekend and go Huskers!
This is Mike. Mike likes his car. Mike likes to save money. And Mike likes to breathe. So Mike fills up with E15 with 15% American ethanol. The clean octane in E15 gives Mike the performance he wants from his engine and the clean air he wants for his family. Better yet, E15 costs less at the pump. Higher octane, cleaner air, lower cost. E15 sure gives Mike a lot to like. Discover E15 with American ethanol.